What's up, my peeps? It is that time for the Money in the Bank prediction game video, one of my favorite pay-per-views of the year, simply for the Money in the Bank ladder match, and also the card tends to be good. I mean, it's the pay-per-view where we saw Cena versus CM Punk, and also we saw Daniel Bryan winning the briefcase and all of that. So yeah, going in, I'm expecting good things, although there's a shit ton of matches on the card, and recently they added 2 more tag team matches. So there's 10 matches on there. That's more than WrestleMania 31. We've still got one of the most boring feuds out there, Baron Corbin versus Dolph Ziggler, except this time it's on the main card, so we might have to suffer through it for a couple more minutes. And hopefully it's over after that, because I don't want to see this shit anymore. On the bright side, though, we do have AJ Styles versus John Cena, and one of the best Money in the Bank ladder match lineups in a long time. Also, I'd like to give some shoutouts to the winners of the last prediction game, so they got every match right. So first off, Jalen, Haroon, Tom Rice, Fearsome Gaming, and Icebreaker. Congrats to you guys for getting every match right. Links to your channels will be in the description box. So with that out the way, let's get started with the predictions. And first off, we've got Breeze versus Golden Truth. And when it comes to this one, I'm going to go with R-Truth and Goldust picking up the win here. So far in the feud, Tyler Breeze and Fandango have gotten the better of them in matches each time. This time around, it just so happens to be on pay-per-view. And you know, at some point, they have to get a win. I'm going to go ahead and say that that win takes place at Money in the Bank. And then, Lucha Dragons versus the Dudley Boyz. I'm going to go with the Lucha Dragons. I have a feeling the Dudley Boyz might be breaking up soon because they've been accidentally hitting each other a lot. Specifically, Bubba Ray accidentally hitting Devon, so that might lead to something, so Lucha Dragons are my pick. Moving on, we've got the Fatal 4-Way Tag Team Championship match, New Day versus The Club versus the Vaudevillains versus Enzo and Cass. Should be a great match. I'm looking forward to it. As far as the winners go, I see it as a way for them to end the feud between the New Day and the Vaudevillains without it just being New Day versus the Vaudevillains. The Fatal 4-Way keeps it fresh, and I see the Vaudevillains being the ones getting pinned because they haven't been eating their Anus Crunch cereal, so they're low on vitamin A, and that's going to hurt them this Sunday, so New Day wins. Afterwards, you've got a once-in-a-lifetime match in Dolph Ziggler versus Baron Corbin. Honestly, this is a contender for feud of the year, worst feud of the year, sorry. And I just hope it ends, man, this Sunday at Money in the Bank. Because at this point, it's dragged on far too long, and it's not like these are classic matches. I mean, look at the last one. How do you have a no-disqualification match without using any weapons? So as far as the winner goes, gonna go with Corbin, simply because this is his first feud. And then Charlotte and Dana versus Natalya and Becky. Usually I'd be like, Becky wins, so she gets a title shot. But then I found out that Charlotte has not only competed on every single pay-per-view so far, but she's also won on every single one of them. And she debuted at Battleground 2015, so if she wins at Money in the Bank this Sunday, that'll mean she'll be the first diva to win on all 12 of the pay-per-views straight since her debut. So I think they're going to give her that accomplishment, so I say Charlotte and Dana pick up the win. So then Rusev versus Titus O'Neil. First off, I'm really happy that we're seeing dominant Rusev again. Almost seems like whatever happened after he lost to Cena got erased, and we went back in time to when he first won the US title, was undefeated, and was destroying everybody, which is the way I feel it should be. As far as Titus O'Neil's chances, I don't see it. Rusev just started dominating everybody again, so I think it's too soon for anybody to put a stop to that. So, Titus O'Neil, he's gonna get Match God this Sunday. And Apollo Crews versus Sheamus. I'm actually gonna say Sheamus gets the win here. I'd like to see Crews win it, but this is a prediction. It's not what I want to see. And in the beginning, usually, the first match in the feud, the heel takes the win, and I don't think it's gonna be any different here. Moving on, AJ Styles versus John Cena. I'll go with AJ on this one. He's coming off 3 straight pay-per-view losses, WrestleMania, Payback, Extreme Rules, and even though he's facing off against John Cena, we've seen it before. Upsets can happen and people have beaten John Cena clean, even as heels. Kevin Owens versus John Cena, their first match, KO as a heel beat John Cena clean. So I see this being this year's Kevin Owens versus John Cena, and AJ Styles needs a big win now, especially after all those losses. Afterwards, the Money in the Bank ladder match. I wouldn't mind if any of these guys win it, except for Del Rio, but as far as who I think is going to take it, gonna go with Dean Ambrose, with Kevin Owens being a close second. Reason why I'm going with Ambrose, they've been mentioning the Shield a lot. Seth Rollins is in the title picture. Roman Reigns is the champion. Dean Ambrose just happens to be in the Money in the Bank ladder match. And there's just so many ways to go about it, so many possible scenarios with Dean Ambrose with that briefcase, so gonna go with Dean. And for the main event, Seth Rollins versus Roman Reigns for the World Heavyweight title. I'll go ahead and say to right off the bat, I don't see Seth Rollins walking away with the gold this Sunday. What I do see is Roman Reigns winning in a way that justifies Seth Rollins getting a rematch. So, for instance, for the finish, I could see Roman spearing Seth Rollins, going for the cover. Seth gets his foot on the ropes, but the referee doesn't see it, makes the count. Roman wins. But the next night, Seth Rollins goes in and says, hey, my foot was on the ropes, check the replay, so you didn't beat me, and then they have a rematch at Battleground. That would justify a rematch, another match between the two. Or, if it doesn't end with Roman winning, I could see it being a DQ, no contest, something where we don't get a proper conclusion, something that will allow them to have another match at the following pay-per-view, because that's what I see taking place. So, Roman is my pick for this one, and as far as if I think the Money in the Bank winner is going to cash in that same night, I'll go ahead and say no. So, that's it for my predictions. Now it's time for you guys to give me your predictions in the comment section below, and if you guys like this new format for the prediction game, let me know by clicking that like button. It's greatly appreciated. See ya!